Good day, everyone. I am the reporter from Chapter 12, which is the Understanding Large-Scale Student Assessment. Large-scale student assessment, or tests, or other data collection procedures administered to large numbers of students at the same time. These assessments often are used to measure student achievements for educational accountability, where either the system or individuals in the system are held responsible for students' performance. So, these large-scale student assessment are ways the teachers use to assess their students, in which it covers a large number of students in this assessment. So among the students taking large-scale assessments are those with special education needs. So we all know that these students with special education are those students who have disabilities. So mostly ang engage ani nga assessment are those students who have special needs. And then for us to understand further with the large-scale student assessment, so there are important terminologies that exist in this assessment. First is the issue, assessment for individual learning versus assessment for understanding systems and educational process. The latter will be addressed. So kini ang educational process ang ma-address. And then we have digitized or computerized, which consists of two testing. The testing one is that much assessment is now carried out using adaptive algorithms that present respondents with tasks based upon prior responses and or individual characteristics. And then testing 2 is more creative use of digitized testing is possible. Interactive test items can be utilized to elicit creativity. Digitized contextual information consists of the acquisition, the administrative data, generated data, and then ethical concerns, data quality, vast quantities of potential data. First is the acquisition. Under digitized contextual information is a contextual information may be required either by direct interrogation, example via questionnaires, or by linking respondents to existing databases. And then the second is the administrative data, such as school records, health data, demographic family data. The next is the self-generated data, such as those on social media. And then the ethical concerns, it is about the consent and the data quality from social media. And then the vast quantities of potential data, it is how to select. Another is the quality. If data sourced from admin records, the quality of these may not be apparent, nor the quality of the linkage procedure. If the source from social media, the context in which the data are produced may be important. So this is not the case with traditionally collected data, where the environment is known and often strictly controlled, such as in experiments or interviews. Another is the international studies and digital data. These studies, such as the PISA, or what we call the Program for International Student Assessment, collect data largely in traditional ways within fairly well-controlled environments. Second is the acquiring information digitally in general. This is providing students with digital services that monitor activities is a further steps and is already possible. Another is the overview. Large-scale and especially international assessment systems cannot ignore students' use of digital information, which is we can relate to today's generation, wherein students were actually dependable on the use of the internet, the digital. And then we have the development of large-scale student assessment tests. First is the planning. Under this planning is the item construction, which is this is performed by the classroom teacher following a table of specification. The second is the review and revision, which consists of two, which is the judgmental approach and the empirical approach. This judgmental approach before and after administration of tests, and this empirical approach, it is after the administration of tests. Another are the key steps in large-scale test development. The first step is the defining objectives. Second is the item development committees. Third is writing and reviewing questions. The fourth is the pre-test. The fifth is detecting and removing unfair questions. Sixth is the assembling the test. And the last, which is the seventh, is making sure that the test questions are functioning properly. And then we have the establishing validity test. Validity is regarded as the basic requirement of every test. It refers to the degree in which a test measures what is intended to be measured. So, there are three conventional types of validity, which are the content validity. Second is the criteria-related validity. And the third is the construction validity. So, the first, which is the content validity, it refers to how the test covers a representative samples of the behavior domain to be measured. The second is the criteria-related validity, which has two kinds such as concurrent and predictive validity, which are dependent on the strength of correlation between the test scores and another external measure or criterion of the behavior intended to be measured. And then the third is the construction validity. It involves empirical examination of the psychological constructs hypothetically assumed to be measured by the test. And then there are forms of validity also according to MISIC. So first is the evidence based on test content. The second is the evidence based on response process. And then the evidence based on internal structure. The fourth is the evidence based on relations to other variables. And then fifth is the evidence based on consequences of testing. And then we have consequential validity. This according to MISIC also. It is a type of validity that looks into the social impact of a test result on an individual, a group, or a school. So the next topic would be discussed by Miss Arlene Sedel Tisara. Thank you.